No.
Hi, Internet. How are you?
Hi, Internet.
Everything's good, I hope.
We did a whole episode, and we're just tuning in at the very end here. So thanks for coming out.
Oh, dude, remember when we were starting out and that actually happened where we recorded whole episodes and then they're just like...
I remember there was one episode where we must have recorded it like 3 or 4 times, and it just kept like, oh, is it 7?
There's one we recorded 7 times.
And like, I think the fact that we kept with it to episode 205 of Outrage Factory, the podcast where we look at the things that made people mad online this week, explain why they're dumb for caring, is a testament to how fucking devoted to this we are.
And how dedicated we are, and how much we need to hear ourselves talk, and how little our friends let us talk enough so that we had to go to a podcast.
Had to get a podcast.
Just record ourselves.
We had no other options.
Yeah. I mean,
we had no other options.
Although our friends do listen to us talk a lot. They're gonna get so upset that I said that, because they're like, whenever we hang out, it's basically just you two talking the whole time. Talking. And you're still dunking on us for that.
And we do that, and then we still have enough to say where we get a podcast to talk about all the stuff we don't talk about. Sometimes we do talk about it a little bit beforehand. I'm gonna let you all in on a dirty little secret. Sometimes
peek behind the curtain, if you will.
Sometimes Dale and I will discuss things, and then we'll come on the podcast and discuss them again. But other times we'll start discussing things, and then we'll be like, whoa, hold up. Save it for the pod. And then we do. Dale's like, my face isn't pink enough to have this conversation. Can you please wait until we're recording our podcast?
Wait till I fire up the pink light or the ring light and it's still pink. That's what we got to do.
Hey, thanks for tuning in today. I'm your co-host.
People are going to go fucking nuts how much I'm fucking around with this lighting settings.
The audio listeners aren't going to notice. There'll just be like uncharacteristic moments of silence from you while you're fucking around with your lighting settings.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than me fucking around with my computer.
Yeah. Or audio settings.
Yeah. Maybe I should just go full pink. Full pink like this. Where I just bleed.
The interesting thing about that is that it does mask the naturally occurring pink on your face, because now you're like, oh, Dale just has a pink light. Why does it seem like that light is only hitting your face, not your shirt? Like your shirt doesn't change color at all. It's just your face is like...
maybe it's the texture of the shirt. Maybe it's because my face is naturally just so pink. I don't know. Obviously, we've got to move on.
Speaking of pink faces,
the best part is I wasted so much time talking about my ring light, and then we're like, oh fuck, I forgot to start recording. So I was like, oh well, at least they won't listen to me fucking whine about this new ring light I bought and I'm still pink. But then I just keep fucking bringing it up.
It's gonna happen like a dozen more times throughout this episode.
It's like the don't think about pink elephants. It's like, don't think about Dale's pink ring face.
Don't think about Dale's beautiful. Don't think about how pink Dale's ass also is. Yeah. He's like those baboons with the beautiful pink asses.
My new goal in life for the episode 205 is that people stop thinking about pink elephants and just think about my pink baboon ass.
Mission accomplished here, buddy.
Yeah, there you go.
Speaking of pink faces and pink asses, are we just gonna? Do you want to dive into headlines? Because that's my segue into
headlines.
The girl who sent herself to the hospital because she didn't fart in front of her boyfriend.
Dude, how fucked up is her body that at 22 she needed to go to the hospital, get surgery because her like farts were just fucking her up that bad.
So a couple of questions. We'll get through the details here first right away. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
She's like a Brazilian model influencer. Oh no, wait, this is a different one. What?
Did I post a different one than you were talking about?
What? There are 2 stories in the past week. Hold on.
No, that can't be right.
No,
It's
for
got to be
real.
the same one.
I'm about to not farting hospital visit. I have okay, so there's another one. So the one you shared is of an Irish girl.
Really?
Where am I going to send this to you? I'll post it in the document.
Oh yeah, a woman had organ removed after not farting in front of her boyfriend for years. I thought this was the same one you had sent.
No, there's this one. These are 2 different women. Wow, there's an epidemic.
No, what's the boyfriend's name in yours? Is it Kyle Duffy?
No, because okay, so here's the thing. Yours is about a Irish barista, Cara Clark, reportedly had to get her appendix removed.
Yeah.
After 2 full years. Okay, 2 full years of holding in farts around her boyfriend.
Okay, I thought this was the one you were talking about.
No, and then there was a Brazilian singer who's dating a like professional footballer from the UK. Yeah. Who also had to go to the hospital. I just linked it in our doc there, but
yeah, she's I don't want to pick favorites, but the one you picked, the Brazilian model over the Irish barista. I'm not going to say one is better than the other one, but the one you put up is way hotter.
I don't know what the Irish barista looks like, but
she's not a Brazilian model. That's for sure.
I'm going to say if you look like this Brazilian singer, you don't have to worry about farting in front of you. You can fart in front of your boyfriend. You can probably shit in front of your boyfriend. He's not going anywhere.
Could you imagine being a literal fucking Brazilian model and still having to put up with dudes' bullshit? Being like, oh, I don't want you to fart in front of me because I don't like that. She should just be like, I'm the fucking model. You're the trash. Or I guess he's a professional footballer.
Yeah, but even then, he doesn't look like that, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he doesn't have almond skin and wearing shoulder pads in one picture and then like a fucking, what are those? What's it called when it's like a bikini? When it's called like when it's like a thong bikini, but it's a one piece.
A thong bikini?
But it has a top too. So it's not a bikini. It's like a one piece.
Just like a body, like a bodysuit. Just like a bodysuit.
How about
with like that
episode 205 is just you and me learning about female swimsuits for the first time ever and realizing that not everything is just a bikini, that there's different types.
Bikini, one piece,
wrestling singlet.
Yeah, that it's an option. You could swim in it. You could work on your tan. Okay. So these stories, okay, number one, the first story, Irish barista Cara Clark had to get her appendix removed in the past week after 2 full years of holding in her farts.
2 full years.
Second story, Viviane de Queiroz Pereira is a singer from Brazil who had a recent stay in the hospital. She refused to fart in front of her boyfriend and suffered a dangerous gas buildup because of it. These are 2 stories in the past week of women who have not farted in front of their partners and ultimately suffered health issues because of it. And I would like to take this opportunity to remind my wife that if you fart in front of me, I will divorce you.
That's toxic, Derek.
Sorry. It's funny because when her and I started, so like we were like long distance couple or whatever, and fucking our very first date, we went like, because we were long distance, we had to like meet up and basically like live together for our first date. Yeah. And so we got an Airbnb in Denver, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, this is an Airbnb. There's one bathroom. I can't shit this entire weekend.
Oh no, shitting. Really?
Okay, wait, it gets worse. So I make it like 2 days without shitting. And then on the second night,
you're so much better at women than I am.
The second night there, we go out for like this monster fucking steak dinner. We go to a steakhouse and I eat so much beef. And the next morning, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like, you got to go downstairs because the one bathroom in this fucking Airbnb is right next to the bedroom. Like it's like next to the bedroom. Yeah. So I'm like, you got to go downstairs. I got to do something. And I swore up and down to myself that I wasn't going to shit on this trip. And I had to shit or I was actually going to die. And I clogged the toilet. I clogged one toilet in the Airbnb on our first date. So like, I get the anxiety about not wanting to fart or poop or let your new romantic partner know that you fart or poop. But I think we need to, normalize farting and pooping.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone does it.
So I have a similar story to you, except for that 2 weeks after me and Andrea started dating, we went and stayed in this, we went to the island and we stayed in this small 1-bedroom thing, and it was called a tree house. So it was basically, it was almost like a little kid clubhouse, but it was furnished, and inside was normal, but it was up in the trees.
Dope.
And it was 1 bedroom. So the bedroom was up in the attic, and then down was the living room / kitchen / bathroom. And it was all kind of one thing. And I was just sorry, but this is happening. That was me. There wasn't even me being oh my God, I can't do this because we're fresh and all this stuff. And this is why you're better at women than I am, because I'm just sorry, this is happening.
I feel like you're better than I am, because I think
I was also single for my entire 30s almost. I was single for 11 years.
But isn't it better to be who's better? The guy who's just guess what? I shit. You shit too. Or the guy who's the third date, he's I'm really sorry to have to let you know this, but I poop. Poop comes out of my body.
Yeah. The third date?
Yeah. The third date is when it's safe to tell your
I'm gonna go with the first guy's better, because that's me, and I'm just gonna take this one. I'm gonna steal it and take the win. Even
for real,
though
though,
I think
it's
for you.
I was in fucking pain, physical pain. I could have ended up in the hospital. These two women definitely ended up in the hospital.
Yeah, you could have lost your appendix.
I could. I don't even I don't think the appendix is an organ that you can definitely lose.
Oh yeah, people lose it all the time.
Any consequence whatsoever.
Had no idea it had anything to do with farting.
No.
What if you and me got our appendix taken out and then we just never farted again?
What if that's the actual cause of all these people who just randomly get appendicitis?
That's
what if it's
true.
Just from holding your farts in?
Yeah.
And then people who have freely farted for most of their lives, like you and I, we're fine. I still have my appendix, I think.
What if, since you and me have just been hard farting our entire lives, what if it's a muscle and our appendix is He-Man strength?
So fucking strong.
We could probably drink gross bile and disease and whatever's supposed to make your appendix rupture, and ours would just be work it out.
I could
strong.
Fart a hole through a wall into a bank vault, and then we could rob from the bank, and we would be the fart burglars. And you and I, with our strong appendices, we could just go fart our way into any high security institution and then make our way out.
Dude, that would be so dope. It's we've been doing Kegels with our appendix this entire time, and now we can finally lift weights with our appendix vagina.
Anyway, the moral of the story here is, let's just okay, you're on a first date with Andrea.
Yeah.
She farts. She just freely farts in front of you. She just lets it rip. First date, day one. Would there be a second date?
Do I know her?
I mean, as much as anyone knows anyone.
Because I was with this girl and she farted real loud and it stunk, and we still made out after that. So
yeah,
I'm a farm boy. I can get over anything real fast. Not anything that makes you sound like a fucking serial killer, but I can get over farts pretty quick.
You can get over killing people.
Yeah.
The weird thing about the Irish girl,
is
that she held. So the Brazilian supermodel, whatever, I get it. She was hospitalized because she wasn't on farting terms with her boyfriend. Farting terms. According to the New York Post, doctors told her she was suffering from an accumulation of trapped farts. So I gotta assume that was a recent relationship.
Yeah.
which like that makes sense. When it's fresh, you don't want to ruin the freshness with your farts. But the Irish girl went 2 full years of holding in farts around her boyfriend and had to get her appendix removed. But I mean, after 2 years, you got to be like shitting with the door open, right? Well, after 2 years, you wouldn't be comfortable letting someone know you farted.
I don't even shit with the door open when I'm the only person home.
What?
Aren't you scared of ghosts?
No. Okay. Spoiler alert. Ghosts are ephemeral. They can move through walls. So if a ghost really wants to watch you shit, they can do it if the door is closed.
It's no, dude. The door is like the blanket for the monsters under the bed. If you're on your bed and your arm's out, the monster's going to grab it and pull you under the bed and kill you. If you're taking a shit and you close the door, then a ghost can't get in. I don't know paranormal physics, but it's just a thing that works. Maybe they can't go through the wall because of the mirrors and stuff.
I mean, that checks out.
Mostly what I'm telling myself, but.
So you're worried that like. So what I'm getting from this conversation is that you feel extremely vulnerable when you were shitting.
Don't you?
That is like you, like if someone wanted to murder you at your absolute weakest moment, it would be while you were shitting.
Yeah. And then they would just bust in with like an axe and be like, why are you crying while you're shitting? And I'd be like, close the door. I'm so vulnerable right now. My emotions are a raw nub.
You should try shitting. So I'm not
so
saying
wait,
like
wait. So I've just fully admitted that I'm in my most vulnerable position when I'm shitting.
Yes.
How are you shitting that's not your most vulnerable? Do you like hold a baseball bat while you shit?
I honestly
so that you're like not scared?
No, but I'm always like, I'm on guard.
Are you a one leg out of the trousers guy? Because you never know what's going down.
I'm tensed up.
You know what they say?
I'm ready to pounce.
They say if you're in public and you're shitting, always take one leg out of your trousers in case you have to fucking like shit goes down. Like you have to run out because of like an earthquake or something, or somebody tries to fight you while you're shitting.
If you're shitting in public, keep one leg out of your trousers in case the police spot you and you have to make a quick getaway. Because why are you shitting? I was like visualizing someone just like taking a dump in the middle of a town square instead of like.
Valid point. Okay, while you're shitting in a public stall,
there you go.
On a toilet, like in a completely legal way to take a shit. Leave one leg out of your trousers. Ladies, I don't know if you have to do the same thing.
You take women are just like us. They take their pants down to shit if they're wearing pants.
The universal unifier is
what
shitting.
was I gonna say? We got on a tangent there. My office recently reopened last week. It was fucking like glorious. It was so nice being around people again. But they did the thing that like all the tech companies are doing now and like making their washrooms gender neutral. But here's
sorry,
the thing.
women.
That's the thing. It's like in most places that do that, you'll have like if you go to a restaurant, they have gender neutral bathrooms. It'll be like a shared, like a common like sink area, and then like the places where you shit and piss and do your business are like individual like walled rooms, right?
Yeah.
Not at my office because they said they couldn't make those changes due to like fucking
infrastructure.
The design of the building. So they just have like the regular bathroom stalls, and I'm like, well, that's not gonna work for like, what if I'm in there shitting?
Oh, dude.
And a girl comes in.
Then it's her problem. You just got to be like, what are you? You don't gender, I don't know, you're just genderphobe or whatever. Like, this is the world.
My shits are undeniably male.
No, I know, dude. Like, there's anybody, okay, for the super right-wing people out there who are like, oh, how do you tell the difference between gender and whatever? It's like, wait till they shit. And the gross ones are the dudes because of the fucking garbage we eat.
This actually means...
on average, we eat more meat and less fiber and less vegetables and stuff than women. So our poopies are grosser.
I think like, yeah, we're like veering into stereotype territory, but I love the idea of like, if you're asking people like,
yeah,
how to tell the difference between a biological man and a biological woman, it's with their poops. You just be in a room while they're pooping. I don't know.
I just got the worst. What if a girl has like such bad shits it gives her gender dysmorphia?
She's like, am I actually male?
Am I a dude? Because of the shit I make.
Oh my God.
Oh,
for real. It could happen. Anyways.
What do you think Leah Thompson's shit smell like?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to answer that question.
205, the one we got canceled for the dumbest reason you could ever think of.
Oh shit, transgendered shitting. Yeah.
Oh,
it's, in a way it's it is what's the word? Inclusive. Is that we'll talk about like man shits, we'll talk about lady shits.
Yeah.
We'll talk about transgender shits.
It is something that people have to talk about. Oh, yeah, because it's like there's one thing, like just to slip into like a serious non-joking, like what are the long-term health effects of being transgender? Like, do the transgender women still have to go get their prostates like poked and stuff, just like a man would?
Well, if you're post-op, you can get all that shit removed, right?
I don't know if they take out your prostate.
Don't they take it all out?
I don't know how it works. Like, because dudes after 40 we're supposed to go get butt fingered or your prostate looked at some other way. And there are different things like, okay, how about does a transgendered man still have to get pap smears and stuff to like check his undercarriage?
I mean, I think
like if he hasn't.
If you want a full on commit, you can. If you're transitioning woman to man,
yeah,
you can just you can get a hysterectomy, right, and just get like your entire uterus cut out, which will probably get rid of the need to have pap smears. But I just had the assumption that when you transition from male to female, they did the same, and they took everything out. But I don't know, you raise a good point. Could they get do they go deep enough to get the prostate out?
Yeah, like do they pull the whole root and the bulbs under the soil out too?
Yeah,
I have no idea. I guess we could have Googled this, but this kind of just came up on the spot. But
well, I Googled it, and it says, do trans women have a prostate? Yes, trans women have a prostate. The prostate is a gland that sits underneath the bladder and surrounds the urethra, which is the tube that carries urine out of the body. The following people have a prostate: cis men who identify as male and were assigned male at birth; trans women who identify as female and were assigned male at birth; non-binary people who were assigned male at birth; and some intersex people. The prostate in cis men is usually the size of a walnut, but increases in size.
Mine's probably bigger.
The increase in size is less if you're taking feminizing hormones or drugs. So if you're taking like hormone blockers, you will have a smaller prostate, but you will still have a prostate.
Okay.
Right.
But like Matt in the comments who says women have prostates, he's wrong, right? Women aren't born with prostates.
Matt is 100%. Here you go. What does the prostate do? The prostate's main job is to help make semen. Matt, I will inform Matt in the audience who might not be aware of this. The only people who produce semen are traditionally male.
Say born as male. I guess that's the way.
Assigned male at birth.
There you go.
Got it.
Boom. Nailed it out of the park.
But people who are assigned women at birth do not have prostates.
Mm-hmm. Cis women do not have prostates.
Oh, even fuck, I'm actually learning shit. The prostate is not removed as part of genital reconstructive surgery because of the risk of side effects such as urinary problems and damage to nerves.
Oh,
the diagram below. Oh, yeah. How would you even? It's like wrapped around. How would you even get rid of that?
I don't know. With a knife. Doctors get rid of a lot of stuff that I have no idea how it works.
Yeah, but it's like wrapped around the P shaft, the urethra. So like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was like kind of at the back, and like that's why they went in your butt.
It's like in the back. There's actually a really helpful diagram here. I'm gonna.
Oh, really? Link it in the comments so
I'll throw
that I can look at this very helpful shaft.
I'll throw in the old comments for you.
There we go.
I'll throw. Here we go. Copy.
And if you're listening to this on audio only, I guess you'll just have to duck go.
Shit. We told you fucking 10 episodes ago, 20 episodes ago to come start watching our live streams on Facebook. If you're listening to this on audio, you're a fucking idiot, and I have no shame for you whatsoever. Was that too strong?
Don't listen to Derek. He's bad cop. I'm your best friend cop.
If you would like to see the cool comments and the shit we talk about, you should go on over to Facebook and you can actually, okay, well, it's not letting me fucking, hold on a second. Copy image address. There we go. Dale, I got there.
Okay. Oh, fuck, Matt got all butthurt and posted something in the comments. He says, surrounding the urethra that appears to be homologous to the male prostate. This tissue, also called female prostate or Skene's glands, appears to the source of viscous white secretion which exists from the urethra upon sexual stimulation in some women. There you go. That doesn't exist.
Matt, thank you for clearly highlighting that all women have a prostate, and this isn't just something you're. It's not called the female prostate. That's not real
the Skene's glands.
Yeah.
And I like how it's like he said it's cut and pasted, but the sentence doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It appears to the source of viscous.
Hey, Matt, take the L, bud.
Yeah, Matt, take the L.
Yeah, Matt.
Matt, go look at this picture of a dick.
Hey, Matt, it's not your fault you don't understand the female body. You only have twin daughters and a wife, idiot. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a fan of Outrage Factory.
This is a post transgender surgery.
Yeah, so I found it really helpful because suddenly, so when you get vaginoplasty, it like reorganizes it. So now, because you know how the prostate is at the back of our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When you get your stuff removed and a vagina created, it moves the prostate and to the front of your stuff.
Dude, so a transgendered woman, her G-spot is the male prostate. That makes so much sense.
That could also be true. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You don't miss out on anything.
You know,
that's fun stuff.
Use every part of the animal if you kill it.
We just learned so much.
This is actually, this has been eye-opening. Great topic, Dale. I'm glad you
very informative.
Randomly asked. I'm glad we talked about the difference between men and women and transgender people via their shits, and then got into this topic.
Yeah, I like how we started at holding in farts and we ended up at what happens to the prostate after you get gender reassignment surgery. That
is the magic of this on no other podcast on earth could you start at that point A and end up at this point B. But I hope we are all wiser for it.
Yes.
What the fuck is our next topic?
Do you want to talk more about Will Smith and Jada?
Is there more? Is there still more news?
Will Smith just got banned from attending the Oscars for 10 years, which seems pretty hefty. I mean, I've gone 42 years without going, so I'm pretty sure he can handle it. But it's funny because everybody's like, all these videos of basically Jada being a garbage person keep surfacing. Like there's a video of her saying she never wanted to marry Will, and that the only reason they had a wedding was because her mom forced her to once she got pregnant. And at the wedding, like they're telling this in a round table with Jada, Will.
Oh, Will's
Willow,
there for this.
Yeah, Willow the daughter and Jada's mom. And they're joking about this, and they're like, and Will's like, haha, yeah, she was screaming she didn't want to get married. And you just like see it and you're like, oh fuck, this is so toxic. This is so bad. Like you could just tell like Will's trying to cover it up. And like then there's this other video that came out of Jada talking about how her mom taught her to finger herself when she was 9 years old. And Willow's there when she's like 15. And it's like Jada, her mom, and Willow.
You know that's one of the, like, they're probably a very what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Where like
liberal? No,
like more than that. They're like sex positive household, but it's like there's like sex positive, and then there's like sex positive, but also we don't have any fucking boundaries. We don't know how to actually explain like a reasonable age to explain this shit to a child.
And then in that same video where she was talking about how her mom taught her how to finger herself when she's 9, Willow starts talking about how Jada taught her that men are disgusting and to never let them put their tongues or their penises in her mouth. And she's only like 15 at this point. And you're like, what the fuck?
I mean,
yeah, young girls, men are disgusting. Don't let them just put all their stuff in there. But at the same time, that's all they ever want.
Even old girls, penises.
But this isn't something you want to hear from your fucking mom.
Penises are,
Yeah. And then you're like, wait, does Jada never blow Will? Like,
okay, so like, here's the thing. Someone needs to sit those two down and be like, look, you guys, the average lifespan of a celebrity marriage is like 8 months. If you guys want to call it quits right now and just like not be married anymore, that is okay. Your kids will be fine. You will be fine. Your careers will be fine. Like those two should not be married. It doesn't seem like they have a lot of like. No,
well, it's how long they've been married.
Fucking like 40 years or something.
25 years.
Yeah.
97.
Yeah. Too long by the sounds of it.
Oh yeah. And like, there's just, that's the only Will update is basically it's starting to look like Jada Pinkett Smith might be toxic emotionally and maybe manipulating Will. That's not to give Will an out of everything he did or get him, like, he's not guiltless in this whole scenario.
No. But
I'm just saying, it's weird that everybody's like finding all these videos of basically Jada being a bad person and it's like they're all defending Will. Like what? It's just funny that everybody's going after Jada now. Like all these videos are surfacing and stuff. Like they don't.
Yeah, they're not like.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with, because like she's basically an innocent bystander in that. Like she's not an innocent bystander in her marriage, but also like just like let her, like, fucking internet warriors, you don't need to like meddle in the affairs of like consenting adults. Like let Jada and Will do what they're going to do or not do what they're going to do, and that's fine. But like what skin do any of us have in that game, really?
Yeah,
except for,
I mean, I have a lot of skin in this game because I love Will Smith movies and I constantly talk about them. So my skin in the game is, do I get old man Will Smith movies, or is he going to be canceled completely?
What? He's not going to be canceled. I told you.
Oh, Tennille said there are videos being posted of Will too, but
yeah, but everyone's
my point of them not making their way to my eyeballs through Reddit and Twitter and TikTok kind of stands. I don't know if that's just my algorithm being like, don't show Will or don't show Dale bad Will videos. Yeah.
I you know who I'm not seeing gotcha videos of?
Who?
Chris Rock. Just like squeaky clean and all of this, coming out of it totally unscathed. Chris Rock will probably be, maybe he'll land more jobs as a result.
Oh, dude, his ticket sales have gone through the roof since this whole thing happened. Yeah,
good for him.
And scalper tickets are like, they're getting like 400% of face value for his tickets and stuff, because everybody like wants to go see Chris Rock and see if he talks about it.
We should start investing in like upcoming tickets for people who are making appearances at awards shows with unhinged people, and be like, if there is a chance that this person will get like slapped or assaulted or like do something otherwise newsworthy, we could stand to capitalize on that.
Yeah. But the bad side of that is like, imagine if you bought tickets for anybody who wasn't Chris Rock or Will Smith appearing, and it was just like got overshadowed. Or imagine if you bought Amy Schumer tickets and then she's so traumatized she has to take a month off from that whole thing happening. What do you think of that?
Wait, what happened?
She says she's so traumatized from Will slapping Chris that she's taking a month off comedy.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that is hold on. I'm just replying to Matt in the comments here.
Matt, stop fucking being distracting in the comments.
Matt said any awards with Kanye at it. And I was like, that's a slam
very good call.
dunk. That is a slam dunk.
Is he even allowed to go to awards anymore?
I don't know. Ever since what was that? Was that the Grammys or was it something else where he stormed?
Yeah, it was the Grammys when Taylor Swift won.
Right.
And he grabbed the mic out of her hand. And then there was that thing. What was it? Was it a 9/11 thing when he was with Mike Myers? And he said George Bush doesn't care about black people?
No, that was Hurricane Katrina. That was after Katrina hit New Orleans.
That's true. Remember that one? That was so long ago.
Oh man, there are so many moments of Kanye West just like behaving erratically in public, and yet we were all surprised when he completely flew off the fucking rocker. Be like, what?
This guy that's been kind of nuts for 20 years?
The Kanye West who has had no emotional self-control ever in his entire life? Him? Fuck, what were you saying before Matt interrupted me with his astute observation? By the way, I want to point out, if you're listening to the audio format of this podcast, you could be catching all the fucking action in our comment section by liking our Facebook page and joining us most Sunday nights.
Joining us in the Facebook group.
Joining us there.
Do this live stream. I think we have two listeners. Well, two. Because Jeff doesn't have Facebook and my brother Neil doesn't have Facebook. But I'm sorry, guys.
I don't have Facebook.
Neil's been making a point my entire life about him not having, because we've all had Facebook pretty much our entire lives at this point, and he refuses to get it. And kudos to him for not having another useless social media app.
I just want to say I love Jeff and Neil, but you 100% know that when like it turns out that Facebook is harvesting our brainwaves to build clones of us, and they unleash them on the world. Neil's going to be the guy who is like, I told you guys. This is why I never had Facebook.
It'll be like, well, all of our brains have been mushed and now you have no one to talk to because every single other person was on Facebook.
Yeah. Fuck you, Neil. Wait, what was the topic? Oh, Amy Schumer. I don't know.
Taking a month off.
That seems like a month is not that much, and it could have been that she just like didn't have shows booked during that month anyways, and she was like, well, now I can make it about this thing and get some additional press out of it, versus I don't know. I understand why something like that might be concerning to comedians, not like the Will Smith slapping Chris Rock thing, but how many fucking people there were who were like, fuck yeah, that's the right thing to do. Comedian makes fun of you, hit him in the face. Because like it became very apparent in the aftermath of that there were a lot of people who believe that we should hit comedians if they make fun of us or our wives. So
there's a big chunk of humans who believe you still solve your problems with violence.
Yeah, specifically violence against like comedians' entire fucking job is to make jokes and either like make fun of people, and ideally usually they're like, you know, punching up instead of punching down. But like if you go to any comedy show anywhere at any level, there will be a few like good-natured rips on some individuals in the audience. And I don't think those people should feel like they have carte blanche.
As a life pro tip, if you don't want to get made fun of, don't sit in the first couple rows at a comedy show, because when they do their crowd work, that's all they can see, because the lights and stuff on stage, they can't see anybody who's like more than 3 rows back. So if you don't want to be made fun of, don't do that. And a side note, like I listen to a lot of podcasts hosted by comedians, and all of them have like stories of someone storming the stage and taking a swing at them.
Oh, that happened when we were at Bill Burr. It was Bill Burr.
Yeah.
When, I mean, she didn't get like close enough. She like stormed angrily towards the stage and then stormed angrily out.
And the security guard stopped her and stuff. And Will was like, what were you going to do?
But like in the post Will Smith era, it could be, people could feel emboldened to climb, 10 feet onto a stage at a theater and assault a comedian in front of an entire ass audience. Who the fuck knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah.
Not me. This is why I podcast and I don't say any of my opinions live.
Could you imagine
people might hit me?
People could get at us while we're talking about farts and holding them in and how dumb that is?
Yeah. It's a bad opinion.
We just have to deal with the keyboard warriors trying to get at us.
Yeah, trying to explain to us how women have prostate. Okay, what's another? I got time for one more. Again,
just one more.
Because I'm solo. I'm solo knowing tonight. My wife doesn't get back from the States until tomorrow, and our fucking dishwasher broke. So what? Why are you making a face?
Sounds like a landlord problem.
It is, but it's a me problem until the dishwasher gets fixed and I have to hand wash fucking dishes like a peasant, like one of the poors.
Okay. Can you do 2? Because one's going to be short and the other one's just insane.
Yeah.
Okay. The short one is the Depp Heard defamation lawsuit.
Yes.
Is going to be televised.
Wait, who's suing who in that one? Depp is suing
Heard for defamation. Amber Heard for I think $50 million. I'm gonna pull it up right now just to see how much it is. It's either 50 or 100. $50 million lawsuit.
It's being televised.
Yeah, it's going to be on. It's starting tomorrow, April 11th. It's going to be televised live on, I think, just Courtroom TV.
They both agreed to that?
I don't know. In the States, it's weird because sometimes you don't even have the ability to not allow it to go on TV. Like Canada has a lot more publication bans on their courtroom cases and stuff. Whereas in the States, like that's why there's so many TV shows of like just like courts and stuff. And like in the Canada, a lot of the times you're not even allowed to take pictures.
Those people have to like on like Judge Judy and shit. Like they volunteer for that show knowing that they are going to a small claims court that's going to be on TV.
Oh yeah.
Johnny Depp, ex-wife, Fairfax, $50 million defamation trial, labor, blah blah blah. Star-studded witness list. Ew.
What?
Amber Heard was with Elon Musk. Oh, that's so fucking depressing.
Oh, we could talk about Elon Musk. We got a quick hit on him too. He's a majority shareholder of Twitter now.
I thought it was just minority.
Well, he like owns 9.2% or something. So he's not majority of everything, but he's one of the majority holders, I think.
Why? I mean, probably because of the money. She was also with Paul Bettany.
No, she wasn't with. Those are just the witnesses. She didn't. Not James Franco, Paul Bettany, and Ellen Barkin aren't all her ex-lovers. They're just
I was kind of hoping she was with
the all-star
Ellen
cast that's going to be in the witness
The
list.
star-studded witness list includes Heard's former lover, Elon Musk. I'm sad now.
Among the evidence is going to be previously unseen police body cam footage.
New trial will focus on whether Heard was telling the truth about Depp's alleged abuse of her, including their father.
Where the fuck does it say where it's going to be?
Hey, thanks for tuning in for another episode of Dale and Derek Read the Internet.
Okay.
2 microphones.
In our defense, this article is fucking annoying because it's on New York Post and the headline is Insiders Reveal New Evidence for Johnny Depp and Amber Heard Trial. And then there's a picture to go with the story, and the paragraph under the picture that explains what the picture is, that's where they say it's going to be televised on Court TV. So if you have access to Court TV and you want to watch some fucking star-studded witnesses talk about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp beating the shit out of each other.
That's why I'm surprised that, like, if they both agreed to do this, like, it sounds like they were both just fucking toxic and shitty in this marriage. And I cannot understand why they would want that. I mean, it's all going to be public anyways, but like to televise it.
Yeah.
The trial, which is expected to last 6 weeks, will be televised. And
6 weeks?
6 weeks.
Do you think Court TV gave them a payday?
I don't know.
6 weeks is a long fucking time.
I'm just trying to figure out how. Anyway, it's not in that
why
article,
they would do it.
But like, yeah, it does sound like they were both like extremely shitty, and they are, yeah,
like they're both pretty canceled from this whole altercation. Like she couldn't be in Aquaman 2, and he couldn't be in Pirates of the Caribbean 11 or whatever one they're on now.
Yeah, and instead of like both of them at least wising up or being like, hey, let's settle this quietly.
Mano y mano, like Will Smith and Chris Rock.
Yeah, Chris Rock.
I mean, that's how they tried to settle it, apparently.
But
I heard she shat on the bed.
Wait, is that true?
Isn't that a thing we were talking about? Because we talked about this once before. I know someone shat on a bed, and I thought it was her. And that's
if
disgusting.
It was her, like, honestly, I would give kudos to her. Like, okay, fuck, marry,
I
kill.
hope she had one leg out of the trousers and the door closed.
Fuck, marry, kill. Amber Heard shitting on a bed, the Italian barista who had their appendix removed, or the Brazilian supermodel who wouldn't fart in front of her boyfriend.
Obviously, I'm going to marry the Brazilian supermodel.
Okay.
Probably fuck the Irish barista and kill Amber Heard because everything that came out from this is bonkers. And the other two are withholding the grossness, and that's why they suffered. Whereas Amber Heard is just full on shitting on beds and going bonkers.
I would totally agree with your rankings, but the only reason it's kill Amber Heard instead of fuck Amber Heard is because she was involved with Elon Musk, and I just can't.
You can't get that stank off.
The stank, the musk, one might say.
The musk off the taint. The musk just won't come off the taint.
The musk of musk. All right. Okay, what's the crazy one? Anyway, that's going to be... Wait. I feel like that is like a heavier topic, and I should say that like Dale and I, we like to laugh and make jokes, but domestic abuse is, whether it's male to female or female to male or both people abusing each other, is never funny. And
or one actor against a comedian, violence is never the actor or the answer, because you'll just end up in a society of cavemen where people with nails with sticks in them will beat the shit out of each other.
What's wrong with that?
All right, I guess. I don't know.
All right.
Draw your own conclusions of what's wrong with living in a caveman society.
Okay.
How's that? How's that, Derek?
And the answer is none. There's none things wrong.
I mean, they probably had pretty good barbecues, right?
Yeah.
Just fucking cooking up whole dinosaurs.
Fucking, we need to go back to both hunting and gathering.
Oh, dude, when you were a kid, how much did you want those ribs from the Flintstones?
Oh. If they, and maybe this can be our next $1 million idea, but if there was a restaurant and they found a way to just like genetically grow or like giant like fucking brontosaurus ribs, and the restaurant theme was it was a drive-in, and they would come over and set this giant fucking rack of ribs on the roof of your car, how successful would that business be? How long
had a car tip over guarantee? It's like when they hold the Blizzard upside down, if they put this rack of ribs on your car and it doesn't tip over, you get your money back.
You get your money back. Your car needs to at least.
This could actually be closer than you think. Like, this might not be out of the realm of possibility, because they keep talking about growing meat in a lab, like just having protein dish and like in a dish and shocking it to get muscles. Why wouldn't they just take the genetic information to make dinosaur meat in that dish instead of beef? Yeah. So we could end up with brontosaurus burgers.
Like, they really should just like build. Hey, Elon Musk, if you're listening to this, I think you are a stupid troll dickhead.
Derek.
But I also think it would be awesome, and you could totally win me over if you build a giant fucking factory in Texas where you're just stimulating meat into giant brontosaurus ribs, and then you sell them to Dale and I so we can have our brontosaurus rib themed restaurant.
Yes.
Thanks, Elon.
I also, if you want to slide a Tesla my way, I'm okay with that as well.
But a Tesla with like something on the side, like a tray that we can set the brontosaurus ribs on, and then it tips the Tesla over. That would be dope.
A special door that, like, maybe this will be like the Tesla truck. It's heavy and sturdy enough that it can handle a brontosaurus burger.
Yeah.
Like its tailgate won't snap off when you put brontosaurus burgers on it.
Yeah, that could even be the tagline. The tailgate won't snap off when you put brontosaurus burgers on it. The Tesla truck.
Yeah.
What's the crazy story?
The crazy one. Have you heard about this Lauren Handy?
The fetuses?
Thing? Yes.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts. So Laura Handy is this anti-abortion activist, and the police.
Dale, they prefer pro-life. They're not anti anything. They just
they stormed an abortion clinic and went inside.
What am I doing?
So they're anti people getting abortions. They're not just we'd rather if people stayed alive. They're like, we're against abortions.
Yeah.
They're not pro-life. They are pro-life, but they're next level.
It ends up not being like universally pro-life. It's like, oh, we're only pro-life until it's born, and after that, we don't really care what happens to it after that. Yeah. But
that we don't even want to feed it. We're just fucking whatever. Figure it out.
No, I'm anti-human, but pro-fetus personally. Yeah.
They're like, we need more fucking soldiers for our wars.
Yeah.
More meat for the grinder, as Heinlein would say.
Yeah.
So the fucking crazy part of this
Brontosaurus meat.
The police raid her house.
Yeah.
They find 5 fetuses in her freezer, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, when I heard about this, I was like, wait, are those her fetuses?
That's what I thought initially too. I was like,
self-abortions?
115 fetuses, and you're like, which would like make the story that much more delicious if she's like pro-life, like this pro-life activist, but it's also that she's like that she's just been like terminating her own pregnancies at, well, okay, so you think there's 115 fetuses. You can, so if you're getting, let's say you're having an abortion every 3 months, that would be 445 months, which would be
30 years.
It would be a while. 400.
I thought, because I heard about this before, because what happened was they found 5 in her freezer, and then she's like, oh, by the way, we had 110 more that we blessed, named, and buried like they were good Christians. And they're just totally like, hey, we're in trouble with the cops. Let's make it immeasurably worse by saying we did this like 25 times more than we have.
It's like, okay, maybe you could explain the 5 or whatever away, but like, why would you? So are they?
The bizarre part happens now because the police are like, what the fuck are you talking about? 115 fetuses? Like, where would you even get that? And they're like, well, actually, some of us activists, we encountered a driver from Curtis Bay Medical Waste Services loading biohazard boxes into his truck outside the Washington Surgery Clinic in Foggy Bottom on March 25th. And we convinced him to just, give us a couple boxes full of fetuses. And it's like, well, what? This guy definitely should lose his job for just giving up the medical waste. B, and the other thing was they didn't know what was in the boxes. They're just like, give us the boxes. And then they took them home and did like an unboxing video and opened them up and realized they were full of fetuses.
That's gotta be a bullshit. Like, they were just lucky.
Bullshit story.
They were just so lucky that that the box of medical waste they randomly got, the pro-life group, just happened to be filled to the brim with fetuses. Like, come on.
It should have been just full of shit.
Yeah.
That's what would have been way better.
Yeah. Or like appendixes from people who held their shit in too long. I was going to say that if the guy, like, if I'm a medical waste driver and someone comes to me and they were like, can I have one of those boxes? I'm probably going to give it. Like, no. I'm like, well, I'm not doing anything. Like, I have no attachment to this. Yeah, here, take it. Take it.
Yeah, but if you're a medical waste driver, you're probably pretty well paid because it's like hazardous material.
No.
And B, if you have a shitty enough life where you are the driver of medical waste, you don't want to lose that job and make your life worse. Okay, I mean, maybe he's a pro-lifer too, and he's like,
average.
We got to get the word out.
The average medical waste services truck driver hourly pay in the United States is approximately $18 an hour. They ain't making shit.
Yeah,
would 100%.
Yeah, that's not worth not giving someone a box.
I would make an agreement, and this is probably exactly what happened. Is they found someone on LinkedIn or whatever who had a driver position listed with this thing, and they said, hey, yo, we know you're underpaid as fuck. We will give you money if you deliver fetuses to us. And the reason they're saying, it just happened randomly is because it's probably more illegal for them to purchase aborted fetuses than it is for them to just get donated to them. So,
and they're probably like, hey, when you swing around Foggy Bottom, fucking Foggy
Bottom,
not the most sounding made up thing is the name of this town. Foggy Bottom.
No, it's in it's actually it's in
Washington.
It's a suburb of Washington D.C.
Yeah, and
it's like an area it's an area of Washington D.C.
It sounds like SpongeBob's cousin lives there.
Yeah, Foggy Bottom.
Yeah. So anyways, and then well, there's one more part before I get to the most bonkers claim ever. So the reason that she still had 5 was she said they were too late term abortions to be legal in Washington state. So they were going to charge the doctor who was doing these abortions, because they're just like these idiots. And they're like, these look too big to be young enough to fall under the first trimester rule or whatever it is. So let's sue them. And it's just like,
I don't know if that's going to work.
No, it's obviously not going to work, because I don't think this company would just break the law. And then could you imagine though? Let's just go out on a limb. Let's say that she's right.
Okay.
And this place is doing well. There's actually one way I know this isn't right, because once abortion passes a certain term, you have to cut up the baby and take it out in pieces, which is horrible. I'm sorry I had to tell everybody that who didn't know. So it wouldn't actually be a full fetus if it was illegally
well,
there.
yeah, like how would you maybe they don't do that with like the very late term ones.
No,
but
they
even
do.
then,
Yeah.
it's like that's not gonna like how do you like be like, oh, this fetus that we acquired illegally is clearly too big. This fetus that we acquired illegally and I kept in my freezer for an indeterminate amount of time is clearly bigger than should be allowed. So, and we know the exact doctor it came from, so we're gonna go after them. To like, it's just not you're
yeah.
So is she because like desecrating human remains or whatever is
yeah, it doesn't say
right?
what she's getting charged with. They just say she's in custody.
She is
charged
charged with something though.
Yeah, she here, let me see if it says in the article. It just says but it says they found the fetuses. Yeah, it doesn't say.
They found the fetuses.
Oh.
Do we want it? Do you want it?
No, it's just saying after they said the people in the court or whatever showed a video of that, showed the unboxing video of them opening up the box.
Oh, I thought that was a joke you were making. They actually made an unboxing video.
Yeah, there's a video of them opening it up with a knife, and they showed everybody.
Fucking ghouls, man.
But it doesn't fucking say what she's charged with.
It's got to be like the desecration of human rights.
Yeah, it's
got to be that. Also bribery, and also probably like once they dig into how these fetuses were acquired, I'm sure there's
and breaking and entering
and like where was she from?
I think she's from Baltimore.
So like so Washington D.C. to Baltimore, that's different states. So you transferred stolen fetuses across state lines, which all we know. From the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, if you do anything across state lines, it is automatically a very serious crime. That's all. I don't understand a lot about the U.S. justice system, but I know if state lines are involved, look the fuck out.
Yeah, because then it turns into a federal problem, I think.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. Oh, and then do you want to just like say the most bonkers thing that came out of this and then end talking about the fetus darkness?
Yeah.
Okay, so the activists, this is the last sentence of the paragraph of the story. So I was reading the whole story. I was like, this is gross, fucking nuts and gross. And then I get to the last sentence and it just kicks it up a notch. The activists also claimed Tuesday that some portion of the Baltimore region's household electricity is generated by burning fetal remains.
Well, okay. So here's the I mean, that's a very dubious claim, but the company that owns the medical waste,
the Curtis Bay Medical Waste Services
disposal, is actually an energy company. So like you can say, oh, that they're taking the fetus. I mean, I understand business ownership, and I know without a doubt that if an energy company owns a medical waste company, it means they're burning the medical waste to generate the energy.
So they are.
No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, maybe, but like, what do you care? It's waste.
It's so dark. Like, okay. This is like where this thing, it's like, you hear this and then you go, and then you get a case of the like, whoa, what if? You get these what ifs. Like, so what if all these people who are passing these laws that you can't have any abortions whatsoever are doing it because people are burning the medical waste / fetal material to make electricity, and they're actually unintentionally spreading all this like demon activity throughout our society. Like, if you think about the devil and demons and all that shit is real, like a lot of these people do, these religious people, and you're doing dark energy bullshit like burning fetal remains and using it to power houses and stuff, wouldn't that kind of lead you to believe that that's somehow going to make like bad energy in these houses and stuff.
No.
Like, I'm not saying I believe that. I'm just saying these staunchly religious people believe shit like that.
Yeah, but these staunchly religious people also like kind of pick and choose what is moral or evil or not. So it's like, you know, I doubt like demons and pure evil are that like subjective. It's like, well, if it's a political party I like, is it evil? Who can say for sure? So like, but yeah, I could see them believing that. I think it would be hilarious if it turns out that like the majority of US energy comes, I mean, funny in like a very twisted sense of the word. It would be funny if most of the energy the US consumes actually comes from burning aborted fetuses, and that's
the only reason the Texas fucking
and then by outlawing all the abortions in the United States, they actually cripple the US power grid, because where do you get your energy from?
Dude, what if that's why Texas insists on having its own power grid? Because the states has 3 power grids. There's a West power grid, an East power grid, and Texas. Yeah. And Texas insists on having their own. And what if this is the main reason why?
Because they didn't want to be hooked up to the baby burner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, do you know what the Collins Elite is?
No. But I know you're fucking dying to tell me.
I'm waiting to tell you.
You're fucking dying.
It's this like shadowy group of people in the US government whose sole purpose is to save us on religious grounds. Like they're there to make sure that Satan doesn't make its way into US society. So they have to uphold Christian values and stuff. So I'm just saying, there are people who believe shit like this is true.
Yeah, but like
my biggest fear is that it's real. That's my new biggest fear. My biggest fear used to be being homeless and ending up on the street. But my new biggest fear is that for whatever reason, religion is real and there's actual demons and magic, and Jesus was a dude that actually existed.
Why? That'd be dope.
Yeah, except for the demon part.
Oh, whatever. You haven't seen one yet. What does it matter?
That's true. Maybe it's because that's extra reason. Now I'm gonna lock the bathroom door when I shit. Yeah, I'm not just gonna close it.
Hey Dale, you forgot about one thing: the toilet demons that come through the toilet to feast on your butthole.
Dude, when you were a kid, did you ever see? I can't remember what happened, but there's something where something came out of a toilet.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Traumatized me.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I remember it was fucking terrifying.
Oh, Tennille reminded me we're all baptized, so we're good. Thanks, Tennille.
Cool. No demons coming for this sweet poo-tang. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us this wonderful Sunday night for episode 205 of Outrage Factory. I have been your co-host, Derek Boland. You can follow me on Twitter is probably your best bet, where I am known as Herder.
You can follow me on Twitter. I am known as Super Dalebot. The podcast Twitter is Outragefactorypod. Yeah, if you're just listening to this, like we were saying, the Facebook group is facebook.com/outragefactpod.
Is where it's fucking popping off. You can see me and Dale's incredibly pink face every Sunday night talking about stuff. There's people in the chat weighing in on things. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to be some loser who has to catch up on the topics afterwards and go back and read what the comments were. You want to be here in the action, take a part in the discussion, having me and Dale maybe even say your name live on air. How fucking exciting is that?
Speaking of saying your name, if you're like Neil and you don't have Facebook and you're listening to this, but you still want to see the video, you can go to YouTube and just search Outrage Factory, and then you can text me all the times I was wrong 2 days later, and I won't know what you're talking about like Neil does.
Where else? Oh, we're on TikTok, where you can see clips of the show.
Dale DeRuiter
on Dale
TikTok.
Posts. Dale DeRuiter on TikTok. If you like the podcast, please go to the podcast store where you get your podcasts. Rate us if you're feeling lazy. Write a review about how great we are.
Massage our algorithms.
If you that was creepy. If you write a review today talking about how much you love Dale's pink baby face, I will give you $5 out of my pocket. Oh, Dale, that reminds me.
Yes.
Congratulations on the March Madness win. I have to send you $45 for your winning.
Woo, woo. I would just like everybody to know that I know stuff about basketball,
You
and
don't.
I totally won on the merit of my picks,
You
and
did
not because I saw that the mascot of KSU is wearing shoes that have pilgrim buckles on it, and I thought that was fucking stupid and hilarious. So I'm like, obviously, I'm going to pick this because he's wearing pilgrim shoes. Who plays basketball in pilgrim shoes? Ridiculous.
You broke Noah's little heart because it came down to it was either going to be you or Noah who won. And it was one game. It was the Kansas and Villanova game. And as we all know, Kansas emerged victorious from that. Otherwise, Noah would have won.
Oh, tell him I'm sorry, but he's just going to have to get better if he wants to step to the king.
It's important that he learns to lose, and that gambling is usually just going to break your heart. And your
like
wallet,
when I destroyed him at ping pong a couple of weeks ago.
What was I saying? Oh, rate, review, subscribe, and like us on the internet, and tell all your friends about us, and tell us how great you think we are. And lastly, until next week,
one last thing,
Dale, you fucked up the tagline, man.
Tennille, in the comments, you said there's so much action, you're gonna make a Reddit on this podcast so people could talk about it. There actually is an Outrage Factory Reddit that there
is a subreddit for Outrage
unloved
Factory.
Because I haven't posted a video on there since episode 130. But if people would like me to pay more attention to the Outrage Factory Reddit, just go in there and start talking shit, and I will.
Hold on, I'm finding a link for it right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna post it in the thing.
Yeah, do it.
Outrage Factory is a private community. Is that true?
Oh, maybe that's why there's no love. Maybe that's why nobody's going.
The moderators of Outrage Factory have set this community as private.
That cannot be.
Is it called something else? Outrage Factory.
Oh, maybe it's Outrage Fact Pod. Oh, it's Outrage Factory Pod.
Outrage, you motherfucker.
Okay, and the last episode was 146.
Okay. Yeah.
There's only 2 members.
It's going in the comments. Guess who the 2 members are? It's
me and you, baby.
And it's Dale. And now we're gonna have Tennille in there too, and that's gonna be fun. Okay, tagline time. Until next week.
Stay angry. Dope.